Jamie Dimon, the CEO of J.P. Chase, says that America is at its greatest time in history. It is so encouraging to see business leaders of such a large, significant-sized company speak truth to the nation. God has truly been blessing America. Watch now. Be sure to subscribe and press alert to get new notifications of new success secrets made available on VFNKB. We're listening to J.P. Morgan. The CEO of J.P. Morgan, Jamie Dimon, says this. Listen to this. This is the greatest country at the greatest time in history. Things are going so good. Business is doing so well. People are being so blessed. Jobs, jobs, jobs. As a matter of fact, I'm Greg Lancaster, and joining me is John Ramos.
Hello.
John, this is so exciting.
Business is booming in America again.
350,000 jobs were just added,
That's
supposedly, during the government shutdown.
Double the amount that they were expecting. Double
Yes.
the amount.
And a job means this. A job means livelihood.
That's right.
A job means you can take care of your needs, your home, your family. You can pay your bills.
In America, a lot of wants.
Oh, yes.
A lot of wants.
Truly.
It's a blessed nation.
It is.
And it's getting more blessed, believe it or not.
Yes.
By the day.
What I say is just, let's be grateful for it. There's
Yes,
so many things that
absolutely.
we can do. And we talk about that all the time with the VFNKB Love Boxes.
Yes.
We can do that and send them out to the nations and to the Philippines, for example, because America's so blessed. And so we could do something with this blessing that
And
God's
as
given us.
believers, we always talk about blessed to be a blessing.
True.
So understand the reason why you're being blessed.
That's important. Yeah, we talk about that with VFNKB, VFN Kingdom Business, that we help empower you in your mountain of culture, whatever it is, whether it's faith or business, family, education, arts and entertainment, media, and government, so that when you get there and God's blessing you there and gives you great wealth or great influence, that you can use that, as he said, to be able to gain interest in his kingdom. It's just a powerful thing. Well, listen, this is the CEO of J.P. Morgan. His name is Jamie Dimon, and he is being truthful. Thank God for truthfulness, because everybody's benefiting from what's going on.
It's time to speak up.
It's time to speak up. So let's join. This is J.P. Morgan talking about how good it is in the country right now, the best time in history. Check it out.
On the economy, you get data from all over the world that J.P. Morgan gets. Would you say right now the U.S. economy is in reasonable shape?
Yeah, when we look at the economy, I always look, where are the potholes? So we did see potholes in 07 and 08 and leverage and mortgage. There are no real potholes there, okay? But I give the other way around. America has the best hand ever dealt of any country on this planet today, ever. Okay, and Americans don't fully appreciate what I'm about to say. We have peaceful, wonderful neighbors in Canada and Mexico. We've got the biggest military barriers ever built, called the Atlantic and the Pacific. We have all the food, water, and energy we will ever need. Okay, we have the best military on the planet, and we will for as long as we have the best economy. And if you're a liberal, listen closely to me in that one. Okay, because the Chinese would love to have our economy. We have the best universities on the planet. They're great ones elsewhere, but these are the best. We still educate, most of the kids who start businesses around the world. We have a rule of law, which is exceptional. If you don't believe me, and we talk about Britain, Brazil, Russia, India, Venezuela, Argentina, China, India. Believe me, it's not quite there. We have a magnificent work ethic. We have innovation from the core of our bones. You can ask anyone in this room, what can you do to be more productive? Ask your assistants, factory floors, we do it. It's not just the Steve Jobs, it's this broad depth. We're the widest and deepest financial markets the world's ever seen. Okay, and I just made a list of these things, and maybe I missed something. It's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. And we have it today. Yes, we have problems. But when I hear people down, if you travel around the world, get an airplane, travel around the world and go to all these other countries and tell me what you think. Go to Europe. You want to talk about bad, tough regulations and bad politics? So we have it all, and we just need to fix we've been shooting ourselves in the foot, in my opinion. We've been doing a pretty good job shooting ourselves in the foot.
This is so important, truth, coming from the leaders. J.P. Morgan, a very large institution. And
long history,
but just being honest. And listen, this is the truth. Imagine being this awesome, being this blessed, and we chose to focus on something that wasn't true, to focus on the negative, and this is whatever you look at, that's what you become. Whatever you believe, that's who you are.
Well, lack of gratitude. This is what dominates the news cycle all the problems, but I tell you what, I'd rather have the problems we have in America than the problems we have in any other country.
Well,
on the face
they're
of this earth.
small, man.
Small problems.
Yes.
Lowest unemployment ever for African Americans, lowest unemployment for Hispanics, lowest unemployment for Asian Americans, I believe.
Yes.
And like 60-year low for women.
Unemployment rates.
It's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing, which means people are working again. In fact, the Secretary of Small Business Administration, Linda McMahon, said we have more jobs today than we have people to fill them. And the president's saying, we want immigration. We need the best and the brightest folks to come to our country.
On a merit-based system.
On a merit-based
people
system.
Who want to be an American in a legal way.
And add value to the nation.
Right.
Bring their intelligence, bring their work ethic,
right.
and assimilate with our culture and our Constitution.
So you're looking at, this is a time to celebrate, and you're looking at 24 months. I mean, God did this in 24 months. This is, no man could have done this, but God will put a man that he uses to lead things, and he's shown great favor around the world, about to cut a financial deal. It looks like with China, who's been stealing our intellectual property. This 5G network, which is the next network that's going to bring us into a realm that's going to be wildly amazing. That, you know,
a lot of unknowns.
A lot of unknowns. But China would be over it if President Trump was stepping in, and you know, reportedly, this particular leader of Huawei was into espionage and taking our secrets to be able to use it for those that are set as adversarial, like Iran, to the countries and all. That's why they got her right now. They're trying to extradite her into America. If we don't get the 5G, and China gets the 5G network, which potentially is just going to be low-flying satellites, and your phone will go directly to the satellite, then they will actually have access to everything you say, everything you do, everywhere your mapping system goes on your phone. And China, who is a communist nation, who is tearing down the cross.
Who is a police state.
A police state. They're actually retraining camps for their people.
Re-education camps.
Re-education camps, and they're about to clamp down on everything. They have a social media system, which is mandated now.
Which is really a nanny government that's policing their people on every single thing they do, giving them a grading system.
So you think of it like a Facebook, but it's not a Facebook, but it's like that. And they will score you based on how, if you crossed a walk at the wrong time, because they got cameras that are watching you.
Yeah, I mean,
cameras that actually will read your voice and what you're saying, your mouth, what your words are going on, and they're keeping all this data, and they're rating you based on, you know, if you get a low rating, if you talk bad about the country, if you do something wrong or hang out with the wrong person, they start lowering your rating, which means you might not be able to get a job, you might not get an education, you might not be able to. 11,000 people reportedly were not allowed to be able to catch a train or a transportation system because they were rated low on that system.
They're changing behavior patterns by fear, control, and manipulation, and shame.
Well, it's revelation. I mean, you think about America's a wonderful country compared to that. And you're looking at, Revelation chapter 12 or 13, where he says you can't buy or sell without the permission of this leader, this beast economy. And so that's happening. So why in the world? It's time to celebrate. I believe God's got good plans in store for our country. But we're going to go through a real rough time, but we got to get on the right side of the issue for God, for the Constitution, freedom for everyone in America. Everybody American citizens, deserve the same equal treatment across the board. Righteous judges that actually fulfill the law, don't make the law. And it's, reports are that it's going to be rough, but this country that God is building up, it's going to be a voice to the world.
What a time for upward mobility.
Yeah.
I mean, and really to bless the nations. We talk about this all the time, what we're doing through the VFNKB Love Box.
Yes.
And how we're blessing the Philippines. And it's a beautiful thing, but it's because we're so prosperous and blessed in the United States.
Yes, and make sure you don't miss it. I got this free book I want to be able to give you. It's talking about I Will Fight. 9 strategies for success. We got it in the last process. Is about to ship it out really soon. We want to give it to you free. The details are on the screen where to get it. But you got to fight. You may have a vision, you may have a dream, you may have a passion, but if you don't understand the fight, you will not fulfill that dream. You're not going to go faster because it'll come with a fight. But it's a righteous fight to be able to bring to pass what God's placed in your heart. So it's free of charge. Actually, shipping. I think shipping and handling. Get it to you. And it has so much more offers. You can go to the details right there. John, what's after this break?
Well, actually, we have a question for you. We want your comments below. We want to know about your personal economy. How has what's happening in our nation affected you, your purchasing decisions? Are you going on vacation? Did you get any bonuses? Share the encouragement because we got to get this word out.
We're so excited about our new book, I Will Fight, Strategies for Your Success. You got to have a strategy and you got to fight. It's not about a physical fight, but you got to fight. And guess what? If you fight, you win. You'll be successful. This book is about transforming your thoughts, about what your beliefs, the decisions that you're making, about speaking. What you say is so powerful, and what you do, what you're saying, your actions you take. And quitting, don't quit. Listen, success and failure quite often is just 5 more minutes. And finally, think about this. So many people talk about you should do this and you should do this and you should do this. And look what they're doing. They're not doing nothing. You can't let people tell you you should do this. As a matter of fact, they can't be putting their should on you. This is so important. Listen, we want to bless you with your free copy of I Will Fight, Strategies for Your Success. You can get it at VFNKB.com. That's VFNKB.com. Get your free copy today. Think about this. There was a day in America's history where everyone thought about the country first. When people stood up and said, listen, we have to fight to defend the freedoms of America. There was a fight there was a day when neighbors would stand up for each other. And all of a sudden something shifted like around the 60s and 70s. And people being loyal to their companies being loyal to their people, individuals being loyal to each other, spouses being loyal to the spouses, kids being loyal to the family. It's just been a great attack.
Yeah.
And it's turning back, and it's so exciting to hear J.P. Morgan CEO
Jim Dimon.
Jim Dimon talk specifically, because he just talked about, you heard earlier part of our program, that this is the best time in history for America. We're just so blessed and things are going good, but yet he still knows that we have to put the country above your company, your business. And if we'll do that, we'll have a company, we'll have a business, and we'll have jobs. As a matter of fact, let's join J.P. Morgan, the CEO,
Jamie Dimon.
The interests of the country should be put before the interests of your industry or your company. And so businesses are constantly coming down and asking for, that one little thing that helps them. Like I hear these horror stories. Just do what's right for the damn country. Your business is going to be fine. And in fact, your business will be better off if the country's strong. So business has to be a little careful to be it's too self-serving, and that does not appeal to the American public. It doesn't help politicians get things done, and so that's what I'm saying. An earned income tax credit, taxing your carried interest a little bit, those would be good things for America. We should do that and help them at the lower end with education, income assistance, all those things we need, but have corporate tax reform.
That's so important, and he's just being honest.
Yeah.
And what he's talking about, people are just showing up and choosing self-interest decisions instead of the country. And that's happened for so long now. And you're seeing decisions made by Congress that doesn't even thinking about our country, thinking about the safety, not caring about these angel parents that lost their loved ones when people came across our border illegal to commit crimes against the people, or breaking. This one particular man, he's reported on the border. He says we don't even lock our doors, because if we lock our doors, they break our windows.
Yeah.
And so they come through the door. And so it's a time to be able to stand up for our country and to protect the country. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that seems the only time that the country becomes together and comes in unity is when we're at war or under attack.
May that not happen.
Well, it reminds me of a prophetic word of Hank Kuhneman that you just released, that he was sensing that potentially it could be something coming in our nation.
If we don't unify.
That would bring us
we're going to unify.
to unify, one way or the other. So we don't need a tragedy like that to come together and say, you're valuable, you're a human being. It doesn't matter these minor things. It matters that we're Americans and that we're going to stand for our Constitution.
God counts, our Constitution counts, and you count. If any of those get moved out of their place, then nothing counts. And I think about when the hurricane hit Houston, and it hit it pulled out, it came back and hit it again, and just great tragedy. If you're in Houston, our prayers went out to you. We supported you through Operation Blessing, and we know that a lot of you are still recovering. But that brought us together because you went out in the streets and everybody started helping everybody. And so we don't need another tragedy like that. But that's what Hank Kuhneman is talking about. And John Paul Jackson, prophetic man that's now with the Lord, he said specifically, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse until we unify, until we get back. And I like what he said too. He said, the best thing we can do as believers, because a lot of people say, buy some beans. Others say, buy some guns. Somebody else says, it's crazy things people are saying. But this is what we got to do. Live a righteous life under God.
Come on.
Not perfect. Understand we're righteous by the blood of Jesus Christ, but just say, you know what? I'm going to start going to church and hanging around righteous people, or people that love God and have good friends who love God and love God, and that it just, the best thing you could do for your family is to put your family up under a minister of God, and your family grow up under that anointing and choose God over finance, and realize that you'll have a family at the end of it.
Yeah, it's so important. I just
Yeah.
spoke to a gentleman that told me after the end of his divorce that the only 2 years, the greatest years of his marriage, that he was still mourning, that's no longer, was the 2 years that they made a commitment to come into the house of the Lord and be amongst other people in the church and work towards having a relationship with God. After a while, they just fell out, weren't attending, and everything went downhill.
Well, see, there's a lot of, it's so sad, there's a lot of temptations when the economy's doing so good. You know, you think about, well, I get more money if I go here. I get more money, I quit. You always have to understand, where is God in this aspect of it? And your most important thing is to be, there's a grace for your place, to be where God has you, be under that anointing, and God's going to protect you. There's something special about the place that God has called you to be. And if you're out there on your own, and you're out there, you need to get connected to a body of believers. You need to be up under a word that God knows He could speak to you through that anointing that's taking place. And, VFN Dream Center, we're totally here for many people around the world. We love our tribe and people that's called to relate to us. You can find out more at vinefellowshipnetwork.org. We truly believe and have a passion, we'll be talking more about it, that God's called us to be a family. And he wants sons and daughters. He wants a family. He's called a father. He's not called just a God out there. He's Father. We pray to Him as Father. And Jesus is Lord, but He's also our elder brother. And so it's family. And our most healthiest expression of who we are is when we're hanging around a family, laughing, living life together. And it's not like going to church, it's like being the church. And so you can find out more about that, at the Vine seminars that are coming up. You can sign up for them, find out more detail there as well. But there's so many ways that you can get connected today and be so blessed and be part of a family of believers. And no matter where you go, when you're connected to the Vine and VFN, you're connected. You're connected because, as you know, you're listening now from all around the world. And we're just so excited about it. John, what's next?
Listen, before we go to a break, we want to hear from you.
Oh, yes.
Your voice matters.
Yes.
And so this platform allows you to share your thoughts and your feelings. What do you think? Do companies need to put, the country first before their own company? Well, let your voice be heard now. Let us know what you think about it. But when we get back from this break, we're going to be talking about...
Tell them to comment. You comment right there below, or write to us at friends@VFNKB. .com. We want to hear that. And also, I was interested to think is that, have you seen, companies that chose their company over the country. Or chose politicians who chose their prominence in their political party over our country. And we got to get back to saying, God, country, and family, right?
That's right.
I'm sorry, but I wanted just to hear from you as well.
Be sure to subscribe and press alert to get new notifications of new success secrets made available on VFN TV.
A lot of people want to abide with the Lord, but they just don't have a plan to do it. You can request that plan today at iabide.org. I'm your host, Greg Lancaster, and we're so glad that you've joined us. Don't forget you can join us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download our app and sign up for our newsletter, The Torch,
at VFNKB.com.
I've enjoyed our time together. God bless.